la cancha. Ahora en San Siro lo espera la banda. Rojo y negro, los colores del diablo. Gritan su nombre, el estadio estallando. Vino pa' hacer lo que sabe mejor, romper las redes y ser el patrón. Santi, Santi, Milan te espera. Que suene el corrido, la curva te eleva. Ponte la 9, ya eres el jefe. Haz historia, es el rey de la selva. Con toque letal, define sin miedo. Siempre en el área, como un pistolero. Cabeza o zurda la manda a guardar. Defensas temblando, lo ven y se van. No es cualquier 9, ya todos lo saben. Heredero del trono, con hambre en el aire. Viene de abajo, pero va para arriba. Santi a Milán, la historia se escribe. Santi, Santi, Milán te espera. Que suene el corrido, la curva te eleva. Ponte la 9, ya eres el jefe. Haz historia, es el rey de la selva. Puro AC Milán, compa. Santi con la 9. Puro gol, puro gol, puro gol. De Rotterdam vino directo a Milán. Listo pa' guerra, listo pa' impactar. Con alma de toro, con mente de capo. El nuevo rey del área, su nombre en lo alto. Si sigue matando, si sigue con goles, la Champions lo espera, Milán quiere honores. Pásame el vino, brindemos por él. Santi es el jefe, el nuevo cartel. Toque letal, define sin miedo, siempre en el área, como un pistolero. Cabeza o zurda la manda a guardar. Defensas temblando, lo ven y se van. Con toque letal, define sin miedo, siempre en el área, como un pistolero. Cabeza o zurda la manda a guardar. Defensas temblando, lo ven y se van. Con toque letal, define sin miedo, siempre en el área, como un pistolero. Cabeza o zurda la manda a guardar. Defensas temblando de la selva. Santi, Santi, Milán te espera. Que suene el corrido, la curva te eleva. Ponte la 9, ya eres el jefe. Haz historia, es el rey de la selva. Santi, Santi, Milán te espera. Que suene el corrido, la curva te eleva. Ponte la 9, ya eres el jefe. Haz historia, es el rey de la selva.
¿Qué onda, güey? ¿Qué pedo? ¿Qué tal? What's happening? Milanisti, Milan Nation. And everybody from any Mexican fan that's tuning in, obviously. Saludos. See Joel's in the chat. What's going on, Joel? ¿Qué onda, güey? Fadinho's in the chat. What's going on, Fadinho? Who else? Let's give a shout out to, I think Sugar Shane was in there earlier as well. So shout out to Sugar Shane, one of my co-hosts on this channel as well. All right, so obviously came out with the win today. All right, before we get into that, let me just pull this up. Here we go. Boom. All right. All right, where was I? Train of thought. Sorry, guys. I'm just getting over a cold the last like 2 weeks, so still recovering, but all good, all good. Taking some self-medicated stuff, so we're flying today. All right, so where was I? Yeah, Jimenez scored. Jimenez, Mexicano. All right, now that I live in Mexico, my wife's Mexicana, my hija is Mexicana. Even more proud to see a young Mexicano, moving up the ranks in European football. Started at, Cruz Azul way back in the day, right? When he was a youth, worked himself in Feyenoord in the Dutch league, made a name for himself, right? Just pistolero, bateras, right? And now we're seeing Milan, right? It's early on, but he showed his worth. In the first game, showed his worth with linking up with Felix. And Felix's little nice goal. Wasn't world-class goal, wasn't Kaká vibes, none of that shit. But it was a nice goal, nice feed through from Jimenez. And now in the second game, he came in the second half. We looked dead, honestly. Fellas, first half was not good. No energy, no drive. I expected that to be fixed by Constant Sal, especially he's got a different demeanor. He's a coach that doesn't mess around, right? Expects more out of his players, especially, on the field, on the ball, off the ball. That's why we didn't see Leao play, because according to reports, Constant Sal, like myself and other coaches, fans, we've been saying, in order to press, for your counter press to work and your rest attack, rest defense, whatever the case would be, whatever you're trying to do out in the field, you need all 10 players to attack the ball like rabid wolves. When you have one player, usually it's Leao a lot of times, choosing when and when not to defend, not to press the ball, not cutting or passing lane, that causes problems because it breaks down the rest of the formation. It all falls apart, and somebody else got to make it up for that. Sometimes somebody else will make up for it, like Morata used to do for us. He's gone. Adios. But that's why Leao ain't playing. All right. So, like I said, first half was a mess. No energy, nada. A couple notes that I have here. We were sloppy. Our passing was sloppy. Chemistry was sloppy. Heavy passes. No real flow to the game. Our build-up from the back was really slow. Empoli had a really good shot from Colombo. Because on that play, Tomori and Pavlovic, his boy over there, made a mistake on that pass, right? There were plenty of bodies in the back. They were compact. It was covering bounds, everything that we talked about defensively. But Tomori misplayed the ball. Pavlovic misplayed the ball. All right, it got to the player in the box. They did what they did, and they scored a goal. But prior to that, we hit the post in the 31st minute, right? As well. It was Colombo, I believe, hit the post. Luckily the post was our best friend today, because that could have changed the game, like always, right? But yeah. What else? What other shit that I saw in the first half? Tomori's yellow cards, awful, disgusting. The first one was unnecessary, right? Bad tackle, stupid tackle. The last one, he's on a yellow card. He's got pace to beat the player on that through ball, right? And what does he do? He has the angle on him. He has a good angle. Like he had the inside angle. He could easily just brought up his right hand, took him out, avoid the player from getting in front of you, which is totally legal. Give him a little shove, a little love tap, and you get to the ball first. Instead of Tomori, whatever the fuck. And this is why I don't like Tomori's game. He makes mental mistakes, even though he's got all the talent in the world. Physical talent. Up here, it's give or take with Tomori. All right? Give or take. And he calls you another yellow foul, really bad tackle, gets the red. Second half, like I said, once we made the changes, Jimenez came on, Leao came on, the game picked up a little bit. We started dictating the ball, dictating the pace of the game, putting pressure on them. But again, a lot of the stuff, like the rest defense, was fine. We talked about that in the past. If you don't know what a rest defense is, check out my previous pods. I go in great detail about that, dive deep into that stuff. That's tactics, rest defense. But what it is quickly, it's your defense when you're attacking. Who's behind you? Usually in our case, it's our force, it's our back line. Yeah, Tomori, Pavlovic, Walker, and Theo most of the time, and then we got one of the midfielders providing that coverage in the back, behind the ball. That's defensive structure behind the ball to avoid counterattacks, right? But also another thing, you have a rest attack. So if you're not familiar with the rest attack, it's a Dutch fucking origin. What it is, it's the rest attack is shifts the focus to offensive preparation during the defensive phase. It's how your players organize themselves to exploit spaces and create immediate attacking opportunities upon regaining possession. So those are your players up the pitch, all right? Those are like how Leao set up. When we attacked, how we're going to get the ball back in the final third. That's your rest attack. That didn't look good either. We were not getting enough balls, not enough interceptions, nada. Yeah. So, guys, anybody in the chat, caballeros, give me your thoughts on the game. All right, so I know it was not the best game again. Like I said, the bright spot for me was Jimenez, Pistolero, scoring the goal. But other than that, it wasn't a great game. And with this, we're in 7th place now. We're not cooking yet. We thought this last big win against Inter and all these other wins would catapult this team to like a winning streak. We keep saying, we keep waiting for that winning streak. When is it going to happen? When are we going to turn things up? All right, now we got new players. All right, I'm not going to get into specific my thoughts on who's behind those transactions. I'm going to leave that to my co-host tomorrow on tomorrow's show. All right, they're going up early. It's going to be Husney, Shane, Lab, Gorilla. They're jumping on at 7 a.m. UK time or 8 or something like that. Way too early for me. They're going to dive into all the specifics with the transactions, the Mercado, things like that. But briefly, these players came in now. We have a lot of new players. We're filling that talent quota. But let's see. Now it's no excuses. He has the players. You have the attacking players. But let's see what they can do. Can we go top 4? Can we go to top 5? If we finish out of the top 5 or even top 4, fuck that. We have enough quality right now. Right? Defensively as well. We got Banda, not my first choice as CDM, but he's an up-and-coming player. He should help out the midfield, especially if they go with a midfield of 4 or 3. Provide that shield, a couple of balls. More importantly, close down that pivotal space, that space, that space, those channels between the midfielders and your back line. So if it's too stretched out, the opponent players got way too much time and space to do whatever the fuck they want. All right. And you give them 4 or 5 seconds on the ball, they're going to make the right decision most of the time. And they're going to hurt you. If you close that down, you suffocate them, right? With your midfielders tucked in a little bit more, like Banda and Musso or Banda and Fofana, you limit those opportunities. So let's see if that can be corrected with Banda there, give Fofana a push, some extra time on the bench, the rest of his legs. Maybe they can play together at some point. All right, the double pivot and move Tajani up the field as a cam or something like that. Let's check out the chats real quick. Joel, going that way, Joel. Moose is the incarnation of Irby. I mean, yeah. Gorilla Storm. He runs a lot with little to no skill. He's now looking like the weak link. Yeah. So quick thing on Moose before I continue. With my next segment, which is Clown of the Match, right? Musa. I've said it before. He's shown the ability. He's got some grinta. He's got, he's built like a little running back for the NFL. I think under the right tutelage, the right mentorship, he could be an important piece on this team. All right. Obviously, I'd like to see one of our academy players get that time instead. All right. Zaroli, I don't know what his deal is. I think he's hurt again. He wasn't on the bench. I don't know what his deal is, but I was expecting him to get minutes, especially under Conceição, since he plays a ton of academy players at Porto in the past. The kid Vaz that we kept hearing about, he's falling off the map. According to the reports, he's struggling at the Futura team now. And I think that's got to do with the team mentality and the head coach. It's the whole thing. The whole shit show. They're not developing players at all. They're not getting these kids ready, especially for the physicality of senior football. All right. But that being said, the clown of the match. This is a new segment. Anytime anybody has a blunder, it looks like complete shit out there in the field. Offensively, defensively, whatever the case may be. Could be even the coach doing something stupid like trying to throw hands and fight Calabria. But in this case, our clown of the match, I want to hear your vote on this too, guys. What do you guys think was the clown of the match? For me, it's Tamari for those two dumbass, ridiculous yellow cards. I expect better out of you tomorrow. You're a senior player in the team. You're a Scudetto winner. You should have more composure. You have all the speed in the world. Use it and don't make dumb tackles. Trying to look like you're Nesta, trying to make this incredible tackle. That was not needed. You had speed, you had the angle, and you could have taken that ball away from the other player. I won that 50-50 ball. But your ass gets clown of the match. Sorry, Tamari. All right, with that being said, where's it at? Let me grab something. Is it here? I don't think I have it here anymore. No, I don't. All right. I was looking for a soundbite, but I don't have it. All right, it's cool. No big deal. All right, never mind. So, clown of the match goes to Tamari. All right, everybody in the chat, give me your thoughts on that. Who do you think was the clown of the match? Was it Tamari for being that just dumb yellow card with somebody else? Give me your thoughts. Oh, that's right. Yeah, Joel, I totally forgot. Oh, man. Yeah, good call. So Joel makes a good point. Zoroli went up to I totally forgot about this. Son of a bitch. Yeah, we were talking about this in the chat. I guess best for him. I think he had a place on this team. He's an academy player. He bleeds red and black. He's a true Milanese through and through. But for whatever reason, Constant Sal, the coach and the staff itself thought he wasn't ready to play senior ball. They couldn't find time for him, which is ridiculous. Because he showed, in the time he showed as much promise as a lot of players, especially last season. He wasn't played under Fonseca at all. Nothing. Now he was on the bench on Constant Sal's bench plenty of time. Never saw any daylight on the field. And we ended up giving him to Monza. Dry loan, I think it is. So let's see if hopefully he develops, get some playing time. Monza's not the best position, but he'll get plenty of time there. I hope once he starts showing something, he will start balling out. Management is smart enough and brave enough and brings the kid back. All right. Because I like to see him. If I could see him, Camarda, linking up with Jimenez on that, on the up top, get a nice mixture of young, talented kids from the academy there, next season. Because the season's shot. But if Zaroli returns, he should start pushing minutes for those starters and getting minutes because the kid deserves it. Excuse you guys. All right, good call, Joe. All right. So moving on and getting to more of a rant, defensive player of the match. All right, let's pull it up. Where's it at? Booyaka. Whoop, whoop. It's the sign of the police. Whoop, whoop. All right, defender of the match. Obviously, there we got it. The two greatest defenders in the history of football. All right. History of Milan, especially. Baresi and Maldini. All right, defender of the match goes to, I would have to say, that's a tough call. Fofana was terrible today, no interceptions. Nothing. Even Musa wasn't defensively. He had his moments. He was all right. Tijani didn't offer nothing defensively. Nothing on the counter press. Nothing on the mid block. Nothing as well. Matter of fact, I think Empoli had more interceptions than us. They had 13. We had 7, which is not great for us. But that being said, I would say Walker. Just overall, just because between the last game and this game, is he still world class? I wouldn't call him world class, but from what we've seen at Milan the last couple of seasons, with Dest, Sergio Dest, the spell at Milan, then Florenzi, he's all right. Out of that whole group, he's probably one of the best right backs we've had. Steady, anyways. Calabria, obviously, we know, and Royale with cheese, with no cheese. He blows them all the way out. He's a kingpin among those right backs. I give it to Walker just because he's composed. He's instructed. He's being very commanding in the back line, filling in gaps, making sure there's cover and balance, making sure they're set up properly and compact and not giving away too much space in the back line. So I'll give it a shout out to defender of the match goes to Mr. Walker. All right. Let's see what the chat. So I got Fadinho says Pavlovic and Walker. Yeah, man, that's a toss-up. That's a good call, too, Fardinho. Yeah, lab, no, I'm not at all. But this is, plus in addition to that, it's been infection. My allergies have been acting up like crazy. So I got that. But, I'm strong. Got that Azteca Maya blood running through my veins now, that Maya blood living here in the Yucatan. So I'll get through it. All right, let's see what else. Hey, Young Go. Looks like your first time on the show, listening to the show, watching it, should say. Musa had a good second half. Thanks for locking in, Young. Yeah, he was all right, man. Like what I said, I think going forward, long term, you're not going to. If you want to win, start competing for the top 4, or even Scudettos. Forget Champions League. That shit ain't happening anytime soon. No way. No way. Musa needs to either drop down on the bench, get loaned out, get some extra playing time with a smaller team in Italy, where they focus on tactics and shit like that. Build up that part of his game. His vision sucks. He makes really poor decisions. Is he good off the ball? He has his moments defensively, right? With Madrid, he played decently in that back 5, helping close down Vinicius, like we saw. But he's up and down. He's up and down, up and down, up and down. That's más o menos. Time and time again. Otra vez. You can't have that. Same thing with Pavlovic. All right? Don't look at Empoli. We shut them down, but they besides a couple opportunities, overall, they're not a threatening team. Majority of the time, what I saw during the game, they were trying to play it over the top, play it very direct. But, to Pavlovic and to Morris, they played that well. But Empoli is not a team to be feared of, but they played, aggressive towards us. They took the game to us. They weren't looking for a draw. When you have players like Musa and Pavlovic against teams like this, they're going to look fine for the most part. But most of the time when they start playing at Atlanta, which they smoked their opponent today 5-0. Ategi had 4 goals. CDK had a goal. Or did he? Because he hit the post and Ortegi tapped it in. I remember that. And they play a good, really high-pressing man-to-man trap at Atlanta. They don't give you any time and space to fucking breathe, especially with Ederson in the midfield. Right? those kind of players, especially Musa on the ball, and Pavlovic taking the ball up the field, or even on the defensive phase, they're going to cause problems for those players. Because they might not be as strong as, right? But they're smart, intelligent, they're movement smart. All right, especially small players. They're fucking more dangerous than tall, lengthy players, in my opinion. Gorilla Storm. Give a man of the match to the post for a sublime stop on Colombo shot. Yeah, man. Like, I'm surprised it didn't go in the back. Once they hit that inside of the post, and I saw the ball cross the goal, I said, fuck, here it is, man. We're getting a stupid goal already. But, the soccer gods, I don't know if Jerry or Constantine, somebody was sacrificing chickens last night. Whatever they were doing, selling their soul to the devil, but that ball didn't go in. But again, Elise, don't get too hyped up about this victory. Every time we win a game, we won the derby against Inter, we won the Supercopa, we're always expecting, yeah, here we go. And what happens? We either lose the next game, tie, or scrape by a win. And then we get excited about certain players already. We're hyping up our players. Good signings. Felix is a good signing. All right. He's crafted the ball, nimble on his feet.
Hi.
We'll be right back. Hold on, guys.
I was waiting for.
Wait up, Rebecca. I'm bored. Right back.
Super.
Yeah. AC in the line, forever in my blood, but really I've been tripping.
All right. Hold on, guys. There it goes. Yeah, daddy duties. First come, that girl, she gets attention first and foremost. Sorry, motherfucker. Yeah. All right. What was that? Train of thought. Yeah. What I was saying. Don't get too hyped up. All right. Even our players, even our new signings, good signings. Felix, good, nimble on his feet, creative. We brought him to, on because he wasn't getting any burn at Chelsea, right? They were overstocked with players left and right, top and bottom. He had a chance to. I think Inter was looking at him too, but I think it came down to the fact that if he would have went to Inter, he wouldn't have gotten any playing time. Just like Tajani, according to, if I remember correctly, his dad talked about listen, we didn't want him to go to Inter because he wouldn't get any playing time with that stacked midfield. He decided to Milan because he knew he would be playing because we were really super thin. We had no midfielders that had his quality. All right, they have Barella. They're stocked. All right. Same thing with Felix. Where's he going to play on that starting 11 with Inter? I don't see him finding any space there either. So, boom, Milano has a door open for him. All right. We lost. We sold. Chuck left. There was a space. So he decided on Milan. Good pickup. Jimenez, Mexicano, Pistolero. Nice pickup. Showing his worth so far. Walker showing his worth, showing his leadership. All right. Even though I think Walker's not a long-term fix, these signings, especially Felix and Walker, to me, was a sign of desperation by somebody, either Redbird or Elliott, but I'm not gonna touch that. I said I'll leave it up to my co-hosts on their show to dive into that. But they said, oh shit, we may not make it to the Champions League. We missed out on Champions League. They don't care about winning Champions League, but just getting that extra cash, that efectivo. All right, that bread. And they made those last-minute signings. But Walker's not a long-term fix. We should have strengthened our right back and promoted someone like Coyote, for example. That's your long-term fix. No, we went for Walker, 34-year-old. Banda, all right, he's fine. Felix may not stay with us after his loan is up. So, and if, like I said, if we don't make it to top four with this club the way it is right now, these signings won't mean shit. Walker, who knows what you're going to get out of him next year? He's going to be a year old. You know what you're going to get out of Felix if Felix is going to stick around. So you're going to lose Felix too. So a couple of these players may not be on the team next season, or maybe they might have just lost a step or two. We're not building a team. This is not a team. We're hiring a bunch of mercenaries. All right. Now you got Mendes wanting more Portuguese players. Great. I'm all for bringing foreign players in, non-Italians. Good. But the bread and butter of Milan has always been a mixture of foreign players, talented foreign players, and what? Italian core. It's always been that blend, that right chemistry between the two. But now we're looking like the Portuguese national team, and the French national team, and the American and the U.S. national team. The Italian player that is worth starting on this club right now that deserves to start is Gabi. That's it. So we're not getting Fabinho, we're not getting a new owner. I don't swear. Who's going to come up with that cash? Find me a wealthy Indonesian. You know, I'm sure that guy from Como, he's got friends or multi-billionaires in Indonesia looking to purchase a full team. Or, so that's that. And the fact that Redbird, Jerry, the rest of his management, right, made these rush decisions, said we fucked up during the summer. The summer signings were complete garbage for the most part. Most of the players, not some. Some of the players they've done all right. Tajani's good. Fofana's good. But the rest, come on. So now they're trying to make up for their mistakes. Or somebody is, like I said, it could be, I don't know who's behind those moves. But if we don't call for Champions League, and then we end up losing Felix, we lose, and Walker's a year older, who knows what he's going to do next year. Maybe we'll go to Saudi Arabia, I don't fucking know, to retire, or the MLS and go play with the Galaxy over there. Or with Messi. We're starting from scratch again. Fucking scratch. And all of Conceição's work, and I do like his work. All right. And I have some issue with Conceição in terms of his temperament, the way he handles certain players. I'm not a big fan. All right, not at all. But when it comes to, little by little, when, there's players are playing a little bit more brave, a little bit more with cojones, with huevos out in the field. Not all the time. They're still waiting the second half to kick it in second gear sometimes. There's a little bit of fight in the team. But I expect to fight every single game. Those are my expectations. I expect my team, the team that I root for, either be it football, basketball, whatever sport it is, even in fighting, which I follow, boxing, Muay Thai, whatever. I expect people that I pull for, that I'm behind, to give it their all, to die on their shield every single fucking time. If you can't do that, that's your, at least that. What are you doing? What are you doing? So I expect that within every single game. Maybe not for the full 95 minutes, 96, whatever, but every single game should be spurts of that determination, that fight. Not one game you're off. First half you're off. Second half you decide to kick a gear because Constant Sal got in your case, got in your face, and called you out. That shit can't fly. All right, let's see what's happening with the chat. Let's see. All right. So, other than that, fellas, I mean, there's not much to talk about. Not too much things to get excited. Yeah, we won. Yeah, great. Jimenez scored. That's the moment for me. Supposed to be being down here in Mexico now. That's a pretty big deal. So, Jimenez. Overall, we're just in seventh place. Moved up one point. Move up one spot. If you look at the standing wise, who's playing now? Torino's 0-0 with Genoa. Let's look at the standings real quick. We'll jump into the next. Where is it? All right, bam. So standing wise, yeah, Napoli's in first place. Whatever. They're 3 points ahead of Inter. At Atlanta's 4. They're breathing behind everybody else. Now Juve is at 43 points. Fiorentina 42. Lazio 42. There's that. We're 38. Lazio's got the same amount of games of us. Fiorentina as well. Juve's got one game more than us. So we got a lot of people to jump. We got, even to make the top 4, we got to jump Lazio, Fiorentina, and Juve. All those teams are not going to drop points every single time. One of these teams is going to go on a winning streak. Maybe, win 3-4 games in a row. Which leaves us in the biggest hole. And we got Bologna right behind our asses. Roma's out of it. Roma's not a threat to me. Torino's not a threat. I expected better out of Torino. That's your top 10 right there. And you got Udinese at 11 with 29 points. But Bologna is a team you should worry about. Concession you really worry about. And then we got to try to, if we want to make top 4, we got to jump Lazio, Fiorentina, Juve, like I said, which I don't see us doing. But if he does, Constant Sound, in spite of Redbird, their disgraceful behavior with the club, the way they've handled the history of the club, everything that we talked about again, and again, otra vez. All right, someone Constant Sound and his players managed to overcome that, overcome Ibra and Mancada's BS and Jerry, the way he's involved with the team. You can manage top 4. That's, for me, is it a successful season? Yeah. Am I going to jump up and enjoy? Am I going to go out and celebrate? Am I going to fucking throw a parade? No. But I light up a cigar. I got some nice Cubano cigars over here. Little cigarros, cigaretos. We'll light one up in honor of Constant Sound in the team. All right? Or if Jerry sells the club. So I see you guys talking about RLC. Yeah, I don't know. I could care less. I don't see him fitting on this team at all. If we could find a way to offload him, do it. Yeah, so Gorilla Storm makes a good point here. Let me pull this up. or the Kunz has no belief in despite what he said when he first arrived. What he said. I mean, yeah, I don't know. But honestly, I could care less about Arlesi. He didn't, for me, he had a decent season, his first season with the club when he first came on, scoring goals. That was it. I mean, there were nothing crazy. There were not world class, extraordinary goals, none of that. Nothing to make your head spin. But he was a decent player, but he never fit with the team. Off the ball, he was not physical, protecting the ball, holding it up, worthless. No defensive IQ, always out of position, not in the right stance, like just basic shit, basic stuff. And one last thing too, if you guys remember the first game with Walker, I don't have the video. I think I used to have it, but Walker made this really nice play where he was covering the wing, and then he dropped back, right? Because then there was another defender there, so it was, he laid off because he realized there was space. There was no coverage to Maury in the back line inside in front of Mike. So what he did, he backpedaled, right, keeping an eye on the player with the ball on the left side of the field. But he tucked in, and people are like, oh wow, look at that amazing fucking play. Listen, that's not an amazing play. It might be an amazing play because our other right backs didn't have the comprehension, the brain cells to make such a play, to be aware. But I'm telling you right now, that's defending 101. If you read any book on defending, from any Italian coach, German, whatever you want, find it online, you will see that's one of the basic foundations of defending as a unit: cover and balance. And that's what Walker did. He had the awareness, but that's not a world-class play. You're supposed to be doing that. So again, let's not hype up our new signings over fucking basic things. That's a basic to me. If you're a defender, if you don't have the ability to do that, you shouldn't even be starting. So Walker, good for you, but that's not world-class shit. All right. So we're at about 45 minutes in. You know what? Let's do this. I got a couple more minutes, fellas. Sugar Shane, he has 2 left ass cheeks, twice the spanking when he played against decent sides, and he gets beaten around the place. Yeah. On point. So let's do this right now. Let's do this. All right, I'm gonna open up the lines. I'm gonna put the link to the link to this pod in the chat. You guys can hop in if you want. I see Kiko Santos. What's up, Kiko? Thanks for staying locked in. Walker saved us from Versa Golte, which is, yeah, man, listen, he's good. He's been a good signing. But we're spoiled with a reliable defender. We were fucking tortured with Calabria and Sergio Dest and Royale. And, so we're seeing a right back who knows what the fuck he's doing, knows how to play and defend. And we think he's world class. He's doing his job. And what else? Yeah, I think we're caught up in the chats. So listen, tell me if you see the guys. Hop in if you guys want. All right. No, I just said it before, Shane. Hell to that no. At all. I don't think Kuntz has any other choice right now, right? It supposed to seem like he's stated that he wants players that work hard off the ball, which Musa does. I mean, he's not the most intelligent player off the ball. He's still young and still makes mistakes, but he works hard off the ball. So I think once we add more depth to the team, especially from the youth. Zaroli, we got rid of him. He's on loan. If Zaroli comes back, he should be given a chance, all right, over Musa. If not, that they don't even Zorley a chance next season when he gets back, that means they have no faith in these young players. The only players that they're looking to even to keep, it looks like, is Kamada. And they were looking to get rid of him too. Till last minute, they pulled the plug, which is fucking embarrassing. Like, I would have been super mad. I would have been, cooking people if they would have gotten rid of Kamada. So, no on Musa. Musa's not a starter. Let him play NFL football. Let him be a running back for the Jets or some shit. I don't know. Or let him play rugby. All right. Anybody wants to join? All right. There's a links in the chat. I'll give it a few more minutes. If you guys don't want to join, that's cool. We're about to wrap up in a minute anyways. So Kiko makes a good, I got a comment. Musa is so limited, preferred Cheeks over him. Honestly, Kiko, I respect what you're saying, but man, both of them are not starters. Ricci. Well, Shane, yeah, obviously he's a good profile, right? But if you look at his numbers defensively, so where do we see him fit on this team? Is he gonna, if he plays alongside with, say we stick to a two-man midfield, three-man midfield, right? 2 or 3. Let's just say 2. The double pivot. You got Fofana on the right, Ricci on the left. Ricci is not a defensive beast. He's not a demon. He's not intercepting balls. He's not winning a lot of duels. He's decent on that. He's not bad. But he's not this defensive player. All right. So there might be an issue on him covering, taking care of responsibilities on that side. For me, the way we're structured. Now, maybe if, hold on, it's the remote. Maybe if we went to a strong, a midfield of 4. All right, now you have more coverage. You can make up for those deficiencies, right? You stick Ricci, Banda, Fofana, and Tajani. Yeah. Now you can make up for those deficiencies of the player, just like Inter does with their midfield 5. If somebody's off defensively, somebody will pick up the pieces, right? Especially on those wide channels and the other shit we talked about again and again. All of the things that a midfielder needs to do defensively off the ball. All right. And if I do expect a lot of change. The biggest changes that I want, so I said it again and again, is pull up your comment here, Fadinho. Give you some love. The biggest change I want to see is the management out. Out. Adios. Pack up your gear, pick up and get out. Forget about the signings, forget about everything else you guys did to the team. But they're an embarrassment, especially Ibra. Ibra's the biggest disappointment, the way he's handling himself, making himself look like an ass. And he represents the club. So get him out. But who are they going to bring? Their sporting directors out there is personnel that have Serie A experience, blah, blah, blah. But at the same time, do any of those coaches, those people within Serie A, seeing how Milan's being ran, are they going to want to come in here and deal with this shit? Especially with maybe if Jerry was more off hands and said, listen, all right, I trust you. I trust your professionals. Here, run with it. But they're going to want to deal with Forlani because Forlani's staying too. He's an Italy guy. So that's the change I want to see, but I don't see that happening. In the second change I want to see, I'd rather get Ravella. I know Ravella is probably not. He's a Juve player, but it's super unrealistic. But Ravella, eye test and stats. Look up his stats at Data Mob. Compare him to other midfielders. The kid's one of the most complete midfielders in Serie A in Europe right now. He does everything. He fills all the boxes, ticks all the boxes off. Boom, 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 boom. Everything you need to be a complete midfielder. The kid does it. He's at Lazio now. He's on loan from Juve. I don't know what their deal is, but if there was some way in this, the soccer gods are listening, the football gods, I should say. If they can get Ravella, that'll be a good fucking one of the best signings we made in a long time at Milan, in my opinion. But then where's Fulani going to go? He's an Elliott guy. He's got Jared doesn't have any. He can't tell him to leave. Yeah, you say Sartori, yes, but like I said, is he willing to come? Look at Sadi. Sadi, he knew he saw the writing on the wall, seeing the direction this club's going. The way they've handled Milan with no fucking love, no TLC. And he decided to step back. Like, I ain't doing this shit. I'm not putting my reputation on line to work with these fucking people. So we'll see. All right. Milanisti, I think we can call it a day. All right. Yeah, for didn't give me some more love. Hire Sartori as a DS. All right, we can hope for that. We'll see what happens. Like I said, we'll see. Next summer's a big, a lot of decisions to be made, and see how Jerry's going to try to fix this shit, correct it, because he ain't going anywhere. All right, I'll take one more comment. Because we want to talk about Tonali, our beloved son. I don't see him coming back. Kiko. He's their best midfielder. He's one. They love him over there in where the fuck is he in the EPL? Newcastle. Is it Newcastle? I don't know. Like I said, I'm congested as hell. Yeah, but the EPL ain't selling him. If they're gonna sell him back to Italy, they're gonna sell him for like 80 mil. All right, so he's got that EPL price tag now, and I don't see us picking up the tab on that one bit. I'd love to have him back. He's grown a lot since he left. As long as he stays away from fucking gambling, keeps his nose fucking clean, all that. He just focuses on football, just killing out of the fields. I'd love to have him back, but I don't see that happening for a lot of reasons. All right, Lab. Oh shit. Well, all right. I'm gonna cut this in a few minutes, guys. Well, yeah, that's fucking everybody's dream, right? I don't know if Carlo's staying. There's rumors Carlo might leave, might stay, but let's say Carlo's gonna stay. To have a chance to play with to be coached by Carlo, play over there at the Bernabeu. All right. Play with those players. All right. Play with Bellingham. He's, a historic club. I take it as well. Yeah, and that's true. Lab Gorilla made Tonali a gambler. This falls on you, Lab Gorilla. That's on you. You got to live with that shit. You got to repent for your sins. All right. Enough of that. All right. People are crazy. All right, fellas. Stay locked in for the next couple minutes. I'm going to end the show with another Mexicano song. All right. A little bit of different vibe than the corridos tumbadas. All right. The Santi, shout out to Santi Jimenez, right, on that intro song. So we're gonna end this on a much milder, chiller vibe. All right, Milanisti. Nos vemos. See you. Have a good weekend. All right. Later.
Desde el primer día en que te vi, mi alma entregada, mi vida por ti. Te vi levantar copas, soñé con tu gloria y en cada partido escribí nuestra historia. Pero algo cambió en este camino, la esperanza se fue, ya no es lo mismo. Redper llegó y mi alma se quema, ¿por qué destruir lo que amamos? ¿Qué problema? Milán en mi corazón, te llevo en mi pecho, en cada rincón, pero este dolor me consume por dentro. Redper, ¿por qué nos robas el aliento? Tus colores, mi vida, mi pasión, rojo y negro eres mi razón. Recuerdo los días de gloria, de fuego, pero ahora todo es frío. ¿Qué vamos a hacer luego? La historia de un club tan grande como el tuyo no merece caer en este diluvio. La mano de Redper nos aprieta el alma y nuestra esperanza ya no tiene calma. Milán en mi corazón, te llevo en mi pecho, en cada rincón, pero este dolor me consume por dentro. Redper, ¿por qué nos robas el aliento? Tus colores, mi vida, mi pasión, rojo y negro eres mi razón. Recuerdo los días de gloria, de fuego, pero ahora todo es frío. ¿Qué vamos a hacer luego? La historia de un club tan grande como el tuyo no merece caer en este diluvio. La mano de Redper nos aprieta el alma y nuestra esperanza ya no tiene calma. Milán en mi corazón, te llevo en mi pecho, en cada rincón, pero este dolor me consume por dentro. Redper, ¿por qué nos robas el aliento? Milán, te seguiré aunque el viento me haga daño. Te amaré por siempre con todo mi desengaño. Redper, ya basta, no destruyas mi amor. Que el Milán vuelva a ser lo que siempre fue mi honor.